In this lesson, we're going to focus on taking away 10 and taking away 100. Let's start off with taking away 100. My number that I'm going to focus on is 352. The first thing I'm going to do is ask you to find your hundreds place. And if you need a refresher, remember we have hundreds, tens, and ones. Okay, so our hundreds place has a 3 in it right now. So I have 3 hundreds. If I asked you to build them with base 10 blocks, such as these, you would have to grab 3 of these 100 blocks. Okay? So if I ask you to take one of those hundreds away, how many would you be left with? If you said 2, you are correct. So then I would have 200. Now question, if I'm taking away 100, did I do anything to my tens and ones? I did not, so my tens and ones would stay the same. So 100 less than 352 is 252. Okay, now let's look at 926. Okay, we're still going to take away that hundreds, or one of the hundreds. So if I have 9 hundreds currently, I'm going to underline the 9 hundreds because that's where we're going to take away from. If I take away from there, remember, if I'm building it with these base 10 blocks, I would have 9 of these. If I take 1 away, what is 1 less than 9? 1 less than 9 is 8. So I'm going to put my 8 hundreds. And then I did not do anything to my tens and ones, so I'm going to leave the 26 there. Okay? So my next one, let's do 139. Okay, now if I have one of these hundreds and 39, and I take the 100 away, how many hundreds would I have? I wouldn't have any. But remember, we do not put zeros in front of whole numbers. So I would just leave my hundreds place blank, and I'd have my 39. Okay, so you're never going to put that 0 in front of a whole number there. So with taking away hundreds, identify your hundred place and take one of those away. Okay? So now we're going to focus on taking away 10. So we're going to take away 10 from each of our numbers. Okay? So let's look at 768. Again, let's identify our tens place by underlining. So remember, our places are hundreds, tens, ones. So I'm going to underline my tens place. And with my tens place being underlined, am I taking away from my hundreds at all? Nope, so my 700 is still going to stay there. Now, if I had 6 tens, and I take one of those tens away, how many tens am I going to have? I'm going to have 5 tens. Now, when I take 10 away, does it tell me to do anything to my ones place? No, it does not. So my ones place is going to stay 8. So 10 less than 768 is 758. Okay, my next one that we're going to do is, let's do 916. Okay. Now we're going to take away the tens place again. Question, am I doing anything with my hundreds? Nope, my hundreds are going to stay 900. Now how many tens do I have? I have 1. So I take that 110 away. How many do I have left? 0. So I'm going to put a 0 in for my tens. And then let's look at our ones. We didn't change anything there, so that stays 6. So 10 less than 916 is 906. Okay, now this is where many people have questions. We are going to do 302, and we're going to take 10 away from there. Okay, so I'm going to underline my tens place because that's where I need to subtract from. And many people are going to be like, wait a minute, I have 0. how can I take a 10 away from 0? Well, remember, if I don't have enough of something, then I need to go to my place that is higher to help me get more. Okay? So let's do a refresher. If I have 100, how many tens does it take to make that 100? It takes 10 tens. Okay? So 10 tens makes that 100. Now, if I had 2 hundreds and I wanted to change them all to tens, that would mean I have 20 tens, right? Now, if I have 300, in this case I do, and I want to make them into tens, that means I have 30 tens. So I'm going to look at my hundreds place along with my tens place, because each 100 is actually 10 tens. So because I have 3 hundreds here, I have 30 tens. Now, I have 30 of these guys. Okay, pretend I have 30 of these guys. If I take 1 away from 30, how many do I actually have? What number comes right before 30? If you're counting by ones, and we're only taking away 110, and you said 29, you are correct. So I'm going to have 29 tens. 30 tens minus 110 gives me 29 tens. Did I do anything to my ones place? Nope, so I'm going to leave my 2 there. Okay, so if I'm counting by tens, and say I'm increasing, I would have said 272, 282, 292, 302. So, just like we needed to add a 10 when we were adding 10, now we need to look at this as 30 tens and take 1 10 away. Okay, let's do another one like that. Let's do 609 minus 10. Well, I have a 0 in my tens place. But if I don't have enough tens, what helps me, guys? My hundreds, right? And each 100 is worth 10 tens. Well, how many hundreds do I have? I have 6 hundreds, so I technically have 60 tens. Now, what number comes right before 60? If you said 59, you are correct. So I'd have 59 tens, and then I would keep that 10. So 10 less than 609 is 599. Okay, one more just to make sure we have it. Let's do 504. Okay. We have 0 tens. So I'm going to pause this you pause this for a second and try this and then come back to see if it's correct. So go ahead and pause right now. Okay. So if you did this right, you notice, oh, I have 0 tens here. So I need my hundreds to help me. If I include my hundreds, each hundred's worth 10 tens, so I technically have 50 tens. What comes right before 50? 49. And I did not change my ones place, so it would be 494. And that is how we subtract 10 and 100 from a number.